Hello, this is just a quick video to talk about not necessarily a instrument build, though I guess it falls in that category. It's more of a rebuild and a repurpose and a rebuild and a customization and all those kinds of things over the years. And this instrument, I call it an extra super jumbo, and because a super jumbo has about a 17-inch lower bout, this has a over 18-inch lower bout. It's pretty good sized, and what the reason for that, it was once upon a time a Dean acoustic bass, and so it had a much longer neck, of course, and fancied 4 bass strings, etc. And I have to say I enjoyed the instrument, and it was fine, you know. I find acoustic bass guitars don't produce enough acoustic sound for my taste. In any case, the minute I bought it years ago, I thought, man, that would be an amazing body for a guitar. And so down the road, I pulled the frets out of it and played it as a fretless acoustic bass for a while. Then I put all the frets back in it and played it as a fretted instrument, and then one day I decided I'd convert it to a baritone guitar, acoustic baritone guitar. And then baritones fall in the pitch range halfway between a bass and a guitar. I would tune this one 4 frets lower than a standard guitar with baritone strings on it, sometimes 5 frets lower, depending on the mood. And somewhere out there's a video where I talk about that process. It's not in any of the playlists. I haven't particularly looked for it. I talked briefly about it, and then just did an old hymn called Near the Cross. I think it was Near the Cross, on it as a baritone in a different key, etc. So that's how that went. And then time went by, and I thought, well, I wonder what would happen if I put regular guitar strings on it. And I did. And these are the same guitar strings I use on all my acoustic steel strings, and same gauge and all of that, and phosphorus bronze guitar strings. Obviously this is tuned to -2 frets lower than a standard guitar because it's such a long scale, and I always tune a fret lower anyhow, so then I had to add another fret lower, so your G is, your G becomes an F actually. And it's been a fun guitar. I put electronics in it. These are really not expensive electronics. It's a blended system with a under the saddle transducer and a microphone attached to the unit, and you can blend your electronics, and it's got balances and all those things, and an onboard tuner, and it works really well. In fact, I've received quite a few compliments over the years when I play it plugged in, because it seems to reproduce the sound so well. And I've received some compliments about its sound acoustically as well. It's powerful. If I really lean on it, I think it can be pretty loud. It has a big deep tone. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But what I did was I came to this fret position in the bass scale, and I cut it off. Before I cut it off, I pulled the truss rod out, which had to come out through here, and I re-put it back in there. And got that thing out. I cut the truss rod, re-welded the truss rod, and stuck it back in. So yes, it was a process. But after I got the truss rod out, I cut a 45-degree angle right here in the neck to kind of make a type of a dove joint. And then I took the headstock and I cut a 45-degree angle there, and then I reshaped the headstock. It had the standard Dean headstock, and I just shrunk it down and glued them together and built a 6-string string guide to go over the 0 fret that I left for it. Put a truss rod cover on and plugged the saddle with large dowling because it was a setup for 4 strings, and re-drilled it for 6 and put a different bridge. It's a brass saddle with brass end pins, and which is something I like to do, and put it all together. Of course, I resprayed it with a satin lacquer and put just a stick on pick guard. And honestly, I kind of like it. I like that it's big. I like that it's ridiculously big. I like the sound. It has a real presence when you're holding it in your lap and you're playing it. You feel it and you hear it and all of those things. So it was a fun project and I've enjoyed it. And I'm gonna do a little ditty here so you can hear what it sounds like. And remember, it's 2 frets lower than a standard tuning. And so one thing with that 27th inch scale, these extra frets are pretty far apart. It's a bit of a reach if your fingers are shorter, but it's a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed that video. If you get a hold of a inexpensive instrument and you ever want to change it, the most you can lose is the instrument, you know. But it was a fun experiment, and I think I'll play it like this for a while. I may someday change it. I have thoughts and ideas, but I can't quite talk myself into it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next time, Lord bless you.